As you probably already guessed from the title of the video, I'm going to the Philippines again, you know. This time, it will be some kind of challenge. Friends, my goal will be to try to live on $1,000 a month. Yes, that's it. Well, I set myself this goal. Well, for example, last time when I lived in Cebu for 3 months, I couldn't do it. But now Baguio. It will probably be easier to live in Baguio than in Cebu. That's why, yes, that's right, this is Baguio. Live on just $1,000 a month, and I think about it a lot, including rent of residential premises, various utilities, food products, and transport. Well, and then there are some other expenses, which are always present. Here. Look, I lived in Cebu and somehow I couldn't do it well with $1,000. Live. Just $1,000 a month. And then, I lived in Cebu, but you know, I lived in Cebu and I still spent a little more. I spent more because I just couldn't do it. It didn't work out because I had no discipline. I want this, I want that. I also want that, and I'll go buy it. I don't care. I don't want to cook myself. That's right, I'd better order. Yes, I'd rather buy it. And that's all, friends. In short, I tried, but I had almost no discipline at all. There you go. And this time I decided that I would take the bull by the horns and put all my desires aside, like this. And I'll try to lead a normal life in the Philippines. And I'll try to live there in Baguio more economically on $1,000 a month. I don't know if this is real. What do you think? Right, can I? Look, Baguio is the summer capital of the Philippines. Well, what do they call it? But it's cooler there than in the Philippines in general and anywhere else. This is what the Filipinos themselves told me on TikTok. That is, all kinds of vegetables and fruits grow there and they are local, you understand, right? This literally sounds like the kind of place where a Russian guy like me would be happy. It's 100%. And this is an additional incentive to eat healthy food all the time, vegetables and fruits, and not these stinky burgers. I am from Russia and I love potatoes, but in the Philippines, they are expensive. Although you know, I love Jolly the Bee, and I had this idea that I would make a vlog about that. How will I live in Baguio and how will I spend my money? It's about the same amount of time that I lived in Cebu for 3 months. This will be a daily blog about how I live in Baguio on $1,000 a month. I think this will be an interesting challenge, something like that. So be sure to subscribe, we'll have a laugh together. If you've personally had this experience of living in the Philippines on $1,000 a month, please write in the comments. I'd be interested in reading your experience and advice. So here it is for me. So I'll have to cook your Filipino food too. I'll also be cooking a lot of Russian food there in Baguio and filming a vlog. So let's all get together on this channel. Let's gather here on this channel and check together whether it's possible to live in the Philippines, for example in Baguio, on $1,000 a month, living a normal life, not as a tourist. Well, you all figured it out anyway. This time I'm determined to do it. There's no choice. I've decided. See you soon in the Philippines. Baguio is a different place. Baguio is not Cebu, not Manila. It will be a different experience. You know, in Cebu I lived next to a food market called Cebu Mercado. It was literally under my windows. The smell of food captivated me. I went there every evening and got drunk like a pig and spent a ton of money there. Don't live near a market like the one in Cebu Mercado, friends. It's dangerous for your wallet. You'll end up eating everything you have there. Believe me, someone who has done this all the time, the smell is such that no matter how disciplined you are, you will go there and eat all these delicious things like a pig and your wallet will be empty tomorrow. You'll cry because you spent 2 days worth of food in one evening and tomorrow you won't have anything to eat. Right. And you still have 2 months to live here. Right. And that's how things are. Tell me I'm wrong. You know, when I was in the Philippines for the first time, the very first time, it was after the pandemic, I waited a very long time. I waited for all the restrictions to be lifted. It was quite a story. In my country, restrictions were quickly lifted after a strict lockdown and all that, and I was ready to go to the Philippines, but there was a problem. I had already had all the necessary vaccinations like that dog and the guy was already able to travel, but there were still some restrictions in the Philippines. And I'm tired of waiting until I can go to the Philippines. I already had heartburn because the Philippines still wouldn't open up to me. In short, I waited and waited for a long time, and finally, when the Philippines opened, I went as a tourist for 2 weeks. So I flew on a connecting flight through the Emirates. via Abu Dhabi and finally arrived in Manila. I lived in Manila for about a week, and then I flew to Boracay Island, Visayas, and lived like a tourist, simply spending money left and right, in short, and just spent without end. Then I thought, well, it was fun and cool, but then it was time to go back and I realized that 2 weeks is too fast, and come back so quickly. I really didn't want to leave my Filipino girlfriend with whom I had been communicating for 2 years before this and who helped me with English, which, as you already understood, I still couldn't learn. Well, I don't care about English, I like Tagalog better, I'm trying to learn it. There's a video on this channel of me trying to speak Tagalog. You can easily find it here, but if you are so lazy, I'll just leave the transition to some of these videos at the end of this video. And so let's get back to our topic of the video, and I thought, for some reason, I didn't make a video of me living on a budget in Cebu, but now I thought it would be interesting to document how I'll live economically in Baguio and make videos about it on a regular basis. I personally find this very interesting now, and you, friends. You know, I asked Filipinos on TikTok if I could live a simple life on $1,000 a month in Baguio, and they told me, well, we don't know you. Maybe you can, depending on how you live, how much you pay for rent, utilities, and all that. Well, we doubt it. Well, purely theoretically, if you think about it, you can, if you save here and save there, well, you can handle this task if you have planning and discipline, and I thought the Filipinos are very wise people, but I'm a fool. I do everything by chance. Well, I love adventures like this. I will be cooking a lot, so if you are interested in Russian food, write to me. If you find it amusing to watch me cook Filipino food there, then click subscribe and all the bells and whatever else there is. I'll fly to the Philippines right after the New Year, after the January holidays, all of these, and in the second half of January I am already planning to arrive in Baguio. So here are the plans. So, subscribe. Bye bye everyone, see you all.